we see that I received two emails. So initial email and one follow-up in the same thread. So starting with subject line, introduction, not great, not terrible. It will land probably decent open rate, but it could be better. We'll definitely add some personalization here, even a first name or like first name X sender first name is kind of go to subject line that would probably land a better open rate. But it's fine. It won't break this campaign, right? First thing first, this campaign was actually sent to John, but it was automatically forwarded to me because John is no longer with Robots. It's kind of a weird targeting, meaning because this company that they pretty much do videos and infographics, right? And they decided to target AE. So starting from kind of weird targeting choice. And I'm also wondering about like what data source they use, because John left over a year ago or so. So they might be using kind of outdated data source. But still, let's assume that he did want to reach out to John AE at Growbots. Okay, so like the first thing that obviously stands out is our we. It's all about us, nothing about the recipient. We want to speak about them, not us. So that's the probably main issue with this email, but also this benefit, right? Effectively support sales, marketing, and training, right? So I see it a lot that companies with rather generic offering, meaning marketing services, video marketing services, etc., tend to also speak with generic benefits because they want to kind of cast broad net, not limit themselves to anything. But it doesn't work, right? It has to be specific. It has to be, unless someone actually is thinking at this very moment about, I need a video, maybe this message would work on him, right? But you're not gonna convince anyone to do that video by kind of claiming this kind of benefit, right? So super broad. And let's keep in mind that John is an AE, right? So I can imagine that we can make this benefit much more specific to the life of AE, because at the end of the day, we always need to emphasize, okay, cool that you make videos that kind of support, but what is the outcome, right? What are we achieving by using these kind of videos in our sales process, right? Probably something about speeding up the sales process or informing more effectively other decision makers and getting them on board, stuff like that, right? There are very specific things that we can point out that would be probably relevant to the salesperson. So this is super generic, and we have to make it more specific. Next, we work with companies like Amazon, Shell, Nestle. Growbots is a 50 employees company, right? Dropping such huge names, huge companies as a social proof will only discourage me or us from responding, because huge companies mean huge budgets. It might mean that you're expensive. It's cool that they trusted you, but it's not relevant for a small, medium-sized businesses, right? That you are targeting with your outreach. So definitely to change, we can mention big brands when targeting smaller businesses, but we have to also emphasize that we have to do it in a certain way, right? That to make it clear that we are not working only with those big brands. I will show you how in a second. Very important thing for all service companies is that you need to show the proof of your work, right? It's not enough to say, hey, we do a great job, especially when you're doing things like videos. It's a very kind of thing that is easy to showcase, right? So we see it over and over again that when you talk about branding, videos, services like that, good portfolio is something that is proof that you are doing a great job, but good portfolio is something that really makes the campaign, right? And that really determines that outbound campaign of that company is successful. We take the portfolio out and it doesn't perform as well, right? So if you are doing something super visual, not showing it is kind of suspicious, right? So with all service companies, you have to show your work, right? So in terms of videos, branding, it would be a portfolio. In terms of digital marketing, it would be a case study, because there are thousands of service providers like you, right? They need to be able to see that you are the one doing the quality work. So that's that. And this seemed detailed as for initial email. I get where they are coming from. Probably that's a common objection. So they wanted to kind of tackle it right away, that we already have someone in house, we don't need support, etc. So I get that, but I feel like it's making the email too long. And we also found that second email is the place to address common objections, right? Because you are making the email too long for all of your recipients, and only some of them, probably a smaller part of them, will actually have this objection, right? So you are making it too long for everyone, and you might as well address this objection as a first thing in the second email. The second email is huge. There is a lot of repetition, so we won't spend too much time on it because it's just a lot. But there are repetitions, like the same kind of phrases. So this doesn't make sense at all, right? The second email should be a bump to the initial email. Plus, we can add something. And this something, for instance, can be, by the way, if you have someone in house, we can work seamlessly. Blah blah blah. So I think that we will do that. And the call to action is, I personally hate it because, like, for two reasons. I don't like this call to action in general because it will get you some responses, but the responses that are super hard to convert, right? So they will reply, yeah, send me more info. And you kind of, what kind of info do you want to send them, right? Like, you don't know what they need. Like, it's kind of making the post reply process much harder. So not a fun at all. But also in relation to these specific messages, we have, we provide, now our company handles, we've managed, we vetted. This email is only information about us, right? And our call to action is, can I send you even more info? They have plenty of info, right? Like, you want to start the conversation, not drown them in information, right? Yeah, so a lot of things to work on. So let's get to rewriting. Right, I think that's enough. Yeah, so a couple of things that I've done here. As for the introduction, again, we are trying to make it about them, about their problems or things that they can, like, opportunities that they might want to pursue. In this case, we relate to something that I'm sure every have encountered, that there are some stakeholders that I'm not in touch with, but they need to be informed or they are involved in the decision making process. And I want to keep them, if I don't keep them informed well enough, they won't be on board and my deal might die because of that, right? So I'm sure that every encountered that. And the good video can definitely address that, right? So as for pitch, I cut all of the live animated interactive. It's not needed. I think that this is more important. So what's the outcome of these videos, right? These videos are designed to help sales teams accelerate their sales cycle and improve win rates. Next, about the social proof, what I told you. So we need to make a focus on small businesses here because you are reaching out to a small business. But we can also mention Amazon because it's a nice brand to mention, right? Plus, we have to add the portfolio. Last but not least, call to action. I feel like asking for an intro here makes the most sense. So this is a good example of how you can make actually campaign to individual contributor work, right? We try to build the campaign around their problem, get them excited about potentially using this kind of video, having this kind of video, and ask them for a referral along with a kind word meaning kind of confirmation that, hey, I need that. Let's chat with them. And this is the best that we can get out of this kind of individual contributor, right? As for the second email, what do you think, John? Quick bump. There is a lot in here, so we definitely don't want to draw more and more. We want to just bump the previous message, right? And also what I mentioned, so moving the common objection handling to the follow-up, just mentioning that we can work seamlessly with our existing resources here. So that's the version with much like manual personalization, but I always like to add some data points for this specific person, right? So two ideas that we could implement here is at the very beginning, because personalization is great at the very beginning. So we could check how long in this role and mention that instead of seasoned, make it specific. You've been an AE 2 years. I'm sure that you encountered this and that, right? And in the call to action, we could ask for intro to a specific person. In our case, it would be, for instance, Adrian, our marketing manager, who would be a good person to discuss this. So that's it. I'm going to send it to the original sender and let him know what he can improve. I'll also let you know if you responded or not and what's the result. Follow me on LinkedIn if you would like to see more of these breakdowns. And also feel free to send me on LinkedIn your copy to review. Cheers.